Ye- Yeah, that sounds dirty. Hey, wait. Guess what? Guess what? Giraffe, you don't have special guest on your label now. You're just there. No. Canada respects your spelling. Taco? Oh. Chicken? Motherfucker. Ugh. What the fuck is going on? Why? Sorry. Hold on. What the fuck is going on here? Keep
It's
talking.
all good.
Hello.
Meow, meow, meow. Oh yeah, we all got really quiet to be like, let's wait till
Yeah.
he fixes the problem. What
Meow.
the can't tell.
Fucking hell.
Can I drink? I need to drink. I'm sorry.
No one
Yeah,
needs to
drink,
hear
drink,
anything.
drink.
There you go. It's
Everybody
up
hydrate. I'll gurgle.
It's good. It's working.
there. Yeah, it's working.
Okay, it's working. Yay. What were we talking about? We
Red
were talking
carpet.
About, red
Laurel,
carpet and
bowing
swearing
before
fealty
Laurel.
to
Yeah.
Laurel. If you missed it, Brittany was talking about how awesome it is. She's going to talk about it later. That Mary Chieffo came out live on the Star Trek Day red carpet, and how I've sworn fealty to her a long time ago before it was cool for Brittany to do it.
No, we know. Laurel's your bae.
She is my bae. So here we go, guys. Let's start with one of the coolest things, because and I think all of us, we did a whole episode on the music of Star Trek, and the man, the myth, the legend, one of the best guests that we've had on this podcast, Jeff Russo himself, leading the Star Trek orchestra all through the night, taking us through a musical journey that literally made Brittany and I cry every single time.
Every time.
It was
I didn't cry for Enterprise.
okay. I didn't cry for
but
Enterprise.
I haven't watched Enterprise. No, you got emotional though.
I got emotional because it was Archer's theme, and Archer's theme should have been Enterprise's
Anyway,
theme, but I was thinking
I
about
digress.
Eric in the back of my head. So what did you
Archer's
guys think
theme was.
about- yeah. What'd you guys think about having that orchestra there? That was like freaking amazing.
Other than the French horns, it was great.
Yeah.
I cried for all of Deep Space Nine.
It was wonderful. Like, and it was nice seeing a variety of ages in the orchestra, which is generally what you see now. But you could tell that some of them were just loving being part of Star Trek, right? A number of those musicians had to have started playing just because of Star Trek.
I know their little masks.
Exactly, they were adorable. I love them.
Yeah.
I'm going to do something super French. So maybe I'm sorry, but I don't know here, but in France when we're kids, they take us to listen to the orchestra, do the Disney music and the stuff like this. Is that a thing in the US?
They do that in Canada.
I've been to the orchestra a bunch, but I don't think they do it. Yeah.
So it was on Wednesday afternoon, and we'd go and hear to a Disney theme by the orchestra, and that really reminded me of that. And I was like, oh my god, I want just to go an evening and just listen to old Trek music with an orchestra wearing nice dress. I'd pay for that. Listen to me, Paramount. I'd pay for that. I'd pay money, real money.
Right.
Jay on Twitch is saying the same thing. They do that in Canada, like Erik and Hawk were saying. So that's awesome. Guys, the first thing that Star Trek Day started with was this really awesome trailer, and we had the creators of Star Trek Prodigy and a lot, I think almost the entire cast, come out and talk about this show. But we got this one, I think it was 1 minute and 40 seconds long.
I think it was only 2 cast members.
Oh, was it only 2?
Yeah, that one had only 2.
I'm wrong, but it's still, that trailer was fantastic, and it really showed that this is going to be aimed towards the younger generation, towards the generation of Star Trek fans that are just coming into the fandom. Erik, I'm going to start with you. Obviously, you're the other person on the stream with kids.
The other geek with the kids.
Yeah. How does this feel for you seeing the full length trailer?
Well, I watched it with my youngest because she was waking up and she didn't know what the fuck was going on at all. But she seemed to like the sounds. I love that. It was so much fun. It was like a lighthearted adventure. Keep pressing buttons until a phaser goes. I was just like, God, yes. Yeah, that was amazing. I know my daughter's going to love it. She loves high adventure. So it's definitely something that appeals to me as an adult and to my kids. I'm pretty sure it'll happen. I can't remember their names right now because I'm really tired. The little red rock person.
Rock Talk.
Yeah, she's adorable. Just in that little bit that you see her in is just... I love her. I love her forever, and and the little robot that's piloting the ship is amazing. I love that the little gas robot is the the pilot.
I've never drove before. Can you tell?
Yeah, the Medusan. Yeah. Oh, so.
Also, again, very cinematic for a cartoon series, and I love that cartoons are getting more. People aren't just making it for kids, or they're not just being like, oh, it's for kids, so it doesn't have to look good. This is cinema quality that really the first time I saw that was Avatar: The Last Airbender, and the fact that that's just continued in cartoons is wonderful.
Yeah. For me, I mean, Cecily unfortunately had already gone to bed. It's a school night. School started up, so I'll show this to her tomorrow. I'm hoping that she gets a great reaction out of it. I think that she's gonna love it. I actually think Caleb is gonna love it because he's at that age for Paw Patrol and Bubble Guppies and all that, Adventures of Blaze and the Monster Machines. So I think that they're both gonna really love it. But I do love, Erik, what you said. It is ultra cinematic, and I saw a tweet earlier while we were busy tweeting away this whole thing. Someone had said, I think that Paramount Plus is not expecting the number of adult viewers that they're going to get watching this too, which I say, that's not true, but we're going to be talking about it every day, every episode. So
I'll make everybody watch Prodigy. Fight me.
I loved every beauty shot of the Protostar. I loved all the people kind of getting their moment, and like you said, the press the buttons. If Erin was here, she'd be like, let's make a shirt, press all the buttons, let's make it into a shirt. Yeah. So I'm just super excited for my kids to be able to watch this, and hopefully they've watched Star Trek with me, and Cecily's into Lower Decks, but I really hope this is the thing. She's like, okay, show me Wrath of Khan, show me, and maybe not the earworms, show me Next Generation, show me watch Discovery with me in 8 weeks. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, right. This is amazing. We'll get there.
I love that. I know we were talking about this earlier as a little joke that Janeway would be Miss Frizzle, but she's Miss Frizzle. Like
I told
100%.
You did. You did.
From the beginning, I was like,
Yeah.
this is what it's going to be. There's no other way.
Yeah.
But hey, it's a prodigy for your progeny.
Yeah. I was gonna have Giraffe go next, but she.
No, I just went to grab my fan. You know,
okay.
Like I had my fan.
Because it's like
time.
80,000. Oh, yes.
Just do this fan.
Giraffe,
So dramatic.
your thoughts on the Prodigy trailer?
So as I said last time, I was not sold until the opening credits, and I love that trailer. I'm definitely gonna watch it. I mean, like, who am I kidding? I was gonna watch it, but I'm going to thoroughly enjoy it. I think so. I'm about it. It's convincing me that I could have kids and make them Trekkies. Good job, Paramount.
Yeah, it makes you actually consider like,
exactly.
what if I adopt?
What if?
I'll make them a little Trek nerd. Good times.
Hawk.
Another great trailer, and that the animation continues to really stun. It's leaning more towards the kids route. You can tell from the fast-paced action and that, and just the banter back and forth, and that. For me, the highlight was obviously Janeway popping up, and we're learning that I don't understand the Frizzle reference in that, so.
Magic school bus is a magical thing.
I'm just glad that I think it's obvious that she's going to be an interactive learning AI that's going to be guiding.
Do you want to know a random fun LGBT fact? Miss Frizzle has always been voiced by a lesbian.
Yep.
Oh,
hey.
Ding
Yep.
ding.
Both of them.
Know that.
Kate McKinnon's the first one. Yeah. I mean, the newest one.
Well, she's the sister?
No, she's the newer one.
Yeah, but I think but they have the old Miss Frizzle
yeah.
on there as well.
Yes. Gotcha.
Yeah.
I have
The
not
sister.
watched that either. I was not a kid in this country.
It's-
so I don't-
That's
Okay,
fair. That's
I'll
fine.
allow it.
I like that Jason Mantzoukas' character doesn't sound like him, and that was what I was
No.
worried about. But he does have that slight humor of him, and I appreciate
does.
that.
Yeah, you can hear it in the laugh a little bit.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
other than
exactly.
the
That's
laugh-
what I thought.
Yeah, the laugh, you're like, it's definitely you.
Yeah.
I just wanted to have D. Bradley Baker keep going as
That's
Murph.
what I'm going to talk about.
Okay, you're up, please.
So-
Yes.
You guys know from the beginning, I was like, D. Bradley Baker. Love that man. Prolific as hell. Hella talented. Was Morris in Shang-Chi, by the way, in case none of you knew that.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. Yeah, I really liked that they brought him on for the panel because, like, they could have easily had, like, the main cast members and ignored the person that's the creature. But the fact that they had, like, the main kid who's going to take up that leadership role and then him, I was just like, yes, D. Bradley Baker writes. And then he was just like, like all that.
Wow,
weird noise.
you're like right on par
Okay.
though. Like you're doing it great.
I do watch a lot of things with D. Bradley Baker in it, and I copy him for fun.
There you go.
I'm not anywhere close to him, but one day maybe. I'm really excited for Murph. Murph is so cute. Just the way Murph moves.
Yeah.
So I loved it.
What do you guys think about hologram Janeway? Like Janeway's back. It's pretty neat and doesn't sound like it's a step like getting into the role. People I think will already know that if they listen to the audiobook of the autobiography of Catherine Janeway. But I mean, she just is Janeway, right?
I only need one thing from this hologram, and it's not being Miss Frizzle. It's not any of the badass Janeway stuff you usually expect. It's that I need her to drink coffee.
Yes.
And like it shouldn't happen because she's a hologram. It doesn't really
What can I
need
say?
it, But like it's got to be one of those things where like she just needs coffee still to like operate or
And
something.
I'd love them to be like, "What's coffee?"
Yeah, and she's like,
What?
"Well, it comes from these specific beans."
I just one of them like
Yeah.
replicates it and drinks
And
it
they're
and like
like,
spits it out. Yeah.
These
that'd
kids
be
hate coffee.
Epic.
Rock talk.
Um,
It would be rock talk.
It would be rock talk. Brittany, I'm gonna keep the spotlight on you because
Oh, spotlight.
after the Prodigy trailer, by the way,
Spotlight.
guys, October 28th for
Dude,
Star Trek
I
Prodigy.
screamed. That's like Halloween time.
It's Halloween. It's awesome. And then
So
like
excited.
2 weeks later, Discovery season 4. So
Didn't we low key call all this though? Like when
we
were
did.
guesstimating?
We said that we were
Like,
not gonna
I
have
think
lives for
literally
the
we're
next
like
2 months.
just like we're gonna get this announced September, October, November. Like we called it.
Yeah.
It's happening.
I'm going to keep the spotlight on you because speaking of Discovery, they had an awesome Star Trek Day LGBTQ panel with Ian Alexander, Blue DeBario, and of course Wilson Cruz. And this was
Space
just
gays.
awesome. I want to know if you just wanted to talk about the panel briefly and kind of like what it meant to have them all up on the stage tonight.
I think it's really awesome that, they could have, certain people obviously weren't able to make this event because they're probably on other projects or not in the area, things like that. But the fact that they had for the amount of like Discovery cast that lives in LA or like probably could have made this event, they had those 3 people show up to talk about the season and talk about their characters and representation was so important, because Discovery is the most like LGBT diverse of the shows in a way. And I don't know, I almost wasn't expecting it. Like I was expecting to see like Sonequa and for things to really be like so focused on Michael because she became captain. And then when she wasn't even there, I was like, oh my God, it's Ian and Blue and Wilson. And I was like, are they going to be like, that's their panel? So it was really refreshing that it wasn't even just like, it's not like they threw them a panel and were like, oh, you're going to talk about gay stuff. But it was the fact that they were there. They were talking about their identities, their characters' identities, and how important it is and how Star Trek has come to this point. And it just felt like so authentic, as opposed to being like, oh, you're the gay cast, you have to talk about gay stuff. Like, it felt really awesome. Just seeing them on the red carpet immediately, like I was already tweeting Ian and being like, oh my God. And then they happened to come up when Mary Chieffo like came out on the red carpet. And I was like, space gays, I love them. They're all together. The Discovery cast, I will tell you, the characters are pretty gay. I was like, and then on top of that, even if you don't know if a character's gay or not, the actor is probably gay on that show. I love everything about it.
I really like too, like how you're talking about that, how it is just so natural and it's not just like something they force it, because Michelle Paradise was also part of that panel.
Yes.
And she was talking about how the Star Trek Discovery cast is really this found family, right? Like how they're super close to each other to a point where I think like they're going to be, if not already are, on the same level as the TNG cast was, right?
I know Anthony and Wilson, particularly when like Blue and Ian joined the cast, like even in talks during season 3, like they really helped them out right away. We're there for them, like as being actors that are non-binary and trans, like would do things for them to make sure they had like the proper equipment on set and would like back them up and, you know, help them. Like it became a real friendship and like a real family behind the scenes. And then you also have that displayed so lovingly on the screen. And for them to even say right away, like, don't worry, we promised Gray would be seen by people and Gray will be seen by people. Like they immediately just like calmed anybody who still has any reservations after last season. And it was just so delightful. I love them all.
Yeah.
And the fact that they mentioned the outfits and they're like, that is the gay uniform. I was like, this is incredible.
I want to read Jay's comment on Twitch real quick. He posted it early, but I kept it up because it was going to be important to this segment. He said, having Blue and Ian on screen for Discovery, considering they both are part of my outcoming as non-binary, I have to rewatch it as I cried just seeing them both on screen. And that's such a big deal for people.
I love that Ian didn't even have to say much. They're just like, Ian, do you have any words? And they're just like, trans rights are human rights, baby. Like it's just like, this is great.
Yeah. It was an awesome panel, and we did get the big drop that I was not expecting it to be this early. I was thinking like Christmas.
Drop.
November 18th. That's like 8 weeks away, a little bit more, for Star Trek Discovery season 4.
Is there going to be a Christmas episode? I'm just kidding. It probably won't be.
That would be amazing.
It's always very traumatic on that show. So
how much new Trek is too much new Trek? That's a trick question. It doesn't exist. That's the
we
truth.
learned today.
There's
never enough Trek.
Eric, I want to take you on a long road.
Jesus.
Getting from there to here. The brief thing.
Hold on. Let me stretch and get ready for this.
Yeah.
I can't.
We had Anthony Montgomery come out. He was the speaker for the quick little, like, taking a look back at Enterprise. And he, like many others, were disappointed that they didn't play Faith of the Heart as he was coming out. All jokes aside, what did you think about, the quick little, look back at Enterprise, and then obviously Archer's theme by the orchestra?
It was nice. It was nice having Montgomery come out, or Travis, because he was one of the characters that got screwed the most on the show. So hearing him talk about the show fondly was nice, especially since there's so much. I was gonna go as harsh as disdain, but no, that's pretty close to what people feel for the show. Like I was talking to Hawk, like we were watching the panel together. There's a lot of good that happened on Enterprise, but also a lot of bad, especially a lot of early 2000s bad, like we said earlier before. And then to cap it off, they did Archer's theme, which is what was supposed to be the cap it.
Is that a character? Paul?
I think it's Burt Reynolds as by way of Norm Macdonald. Big
It's a big ad. It's funny.
Funny.
Having Archer's theme was a wonderful way to cap it off, because it was originally like Julian was saying earlier, it was originally supposed to be the theme song until Berman got his way and got a pop rock country song.
New country.
It was a very confusing time for Star Trek fans, and but yeah, I thought it was a nice way to cap it off. I wish they had Scott Bakula there. It would have been nice to see him as well, especially since all the stories that I've heard about him on set being such a good leader, despite him not being a good, despite Archer not being a great captain. You know, it would have been nice. I know.
You're like, I'm an asshole as a character,
Eric,
but I'm a wonderful person in real life.
I want to talk to you real quick about one other thing, and this kind of, I think, maybe might relate to Enterprise, because Will Wheaton did a virtual interview. Go ahead, Draft. Do you have something to say real quick?
No, I was gonna say we're the Einars are back. That's
The Einar-
super Enterprise. I thought
Yeah.
what you was gonna say. I was like,
Yeah.
Nice.
Kurtzman pretty much revealed that they are, in fact, moving forward with a Star Trek Starfleet Academy series when he was being interviewed by Will Wheaton. There's been rumors, obviously unfounded, I'm going to assume, take it with a grain of salt, that this could see potentially the return of Scott Bakula as you know, like an admiral or like admiral or Professor Archer at the Academy. Would you like to see that?
It would he would always talked about how he was Archer was such a harsh character at that beginning part because it was such a harsh reality that they had to live in. Like everything was being built right now, so he had to be a little bit harder than most captains we had seen previous. So it would be nice to see where the Federation has evolved with him. And
yeah,
I know he's had such love for that character and Star Trek in general. He was a big Trekkie growing up. So I would love to see that. I would love to see the building of the Federation through like a teacher's eyes at that point. Like that would be an exciting time.
Yeah.
You're saying you would want him Bakula?
Oh Jesus Christ!
I would.
We're gonna keep right on moving, and we're gonna go to the entire reason why this podcast exists in the first place. We were all hoping and dreaming and praying and bowing to the Starfleet Delta that we would get something for Strange New Worlds. We got something. I'm not gonna lie and say I'm not a little bit disappointed that we didn't get a trailer, like a full trailer. Mm-hmm. However, I was still got goosebumps. I still was crying, and I'm really fucking happy with what I got. I put myself first here simply because this podcast wouldn't exist had they not announced Strange New Worlds and Captain Christopher Pike. And it was a dare, and I did it. And man, I'm happy I took that dare on myself because holy shit, we've made these relationships. We've become close friends, and now we've been treated to just like this awesome this hat. This awesome cast of characters, right? That we're gonna see on screen. Giraffe, I'm gonna get to you because I know you're so excited, but I wish that other people could be here. And it's amazing that my son didn't wake up when Brittany and I yelled when Celia Rose Gooding announced that she's playing Cadet Uhura on the Enterprise. I mean,
Uhura, she said.
Nyota Uhura. It is canon in that universe as well now too. But holy shit. I mean, what an announcement. Then, Jess Rush as Christine Chapel, another throwback, which is excellent. We get Babs. I'm going to butcher his name, so I'm really sorry. Ulasa Makun, I think that's right, as Dr. Mbega from TOS, which is a cool throwback as well. I'm really digging these uniforms, by the way. The medical uniform looks really cool. Draft, you brought this up again. Bruce Harrick as Hemmer, who is in, what are they called?
Einar.
An Einar. And I want to say very quickly, this was a couple panels later. One of the things that made me the most happy and just like so happy and to be a Star Trek fan tonight was reading about Bruce Horak, who's playing Hemmer, the fact that they are a offshoot of Andorians and they are blind and telepathic. Well, guess what? Bruce Horak is legally blind. Mm-hmm. And that's just Star Trek for you, right? Like diversity and bringing in all these amazing diverse actors, whether it's LGBTQ, people with disabilities, like there is representation in Star Trek. And that is what Gene's vision. I know that you've heard that all night, Giraffe. it's wonderful.
She's like, what's his vision 2021?
This is an interesting one that got me, and we're gonna obviously talk about this. Christina Chong as Laan Noonien Singh.
What are they doing?
What are they doing?
Happening?
They're doing
What is
something.
happening? What is happening? Melissa Navia as Erica Ortegas. Awesome. This cast, it's just incredible. We obviously get another look at Anson Mount as Christopher Pike, Rebecca Romaine as now the fully named Una Chin Riley, which is awesome. And of course, did I already say Ethan Peck? I didn't. Ethan Peck as Mr.
not.
Spock.
She's
I
like,
don't
I would
know
know.
what's going on with that hair.
Just woke up.
Yeah, that's his.
It was just one
hair.
shot from the side. Hang in there.
I like the uniforms. I like that the uniforms all have variants. I can't be as loud as I want to be right now because I'm so fucking happy about everything that we've seen tonight. But Giraffe, I'm gonna hand it to you because
Giraffe, take the
you
wheel.
know why we're gonna hand it to you. Go off.
Moment of silence. I'm really sorry. I'm like, I don't know what to
I'm
say
here for it.
anymore. So first of all, we knew, but I still cried because just to hear it was music to my ears. It's so cool that we finally get. I'm trying to contain and be serious and be like, they've been vocalizing.
Lose your shit.
Come on.
Like a lot of
No, let it.
angst
You can just
here.
let it out. Just let it out.
I think we're finally gonna get their stories, and that is, I think, what like got me because they could have not done it. They could have like played something else. She could have been somebody else. They could have introduced her later. I mean, we had the whole thing with T'Pring, right? We still don't know what's happening with this. Maybe an episode, maybe two. We don't know, but the fact that like we're gonna finally have character development for Uhura and for Mbenga is so huge for TOS fans because yes, there's Star Trek 09 and Into Darkness, but you will not tell me that Uhura was developed as a character in these movies. A little bit like Into Darkness, Beyond, sorry. But still, she's the love interest. She's nothing else. Like, she doesn't do much. A series on TV is so many minutes.
So many minutes.
And it's 2021, right? Yes. So
I don't remember either sometimes.
Dude, it's all 2019
like,
still.
we'll talk about Picard. Time is non-existent, right? But like, she's gonna have dialogue. She's gonna do things. She's gonna go on away missions. She's gonna interact. She's gonna have a backstory. She's gonna be smart. And what is insane is that this is all from what Nichelle Nichols was able to do with the few things they gave her. Yep. Like almost nothing. If you rewatch TOS, it's not much. She's not unseen on
Yes, it's okay. She's not on screen. I know.
She's not on screen much. She doesn't say much, and like most of her screen time is so amazing. I mean, every single moment like is just star. I mean, okay, I'm biased, but whatever. I have an altar here, like with
no, it's okay.
Off everywhere.
But we've seen that altar, and it is beautiful.
Anytime I watch TOS, I'm honestly just waiting for her to appear on screen, and then I'm just like, oh, Hora, and then she's just like, patching through, Captain, and then you're just like, that's it. It's like 30 minutes later, and you're like, please, give me something.
I'm gonna make some people angry. Well, I don't care, but the fact that as a cadet, she's on Enterprise is bringing so much backstory to TOS, especially the interaction she has with Spock. I mean, they know each other for a long time. They're gonna have to deal with all the backstory in TOS because it's like their interactions are always like, have you ever been in love? Like, come on, come on. So, this is just amazing. And I'm looking forward for Nostrapel too, because I don't speak much about Nostrapel, but the same, because Major Roddenberry had like old, like the Laxana Troy on TNG and being the voice of the Enterprise, and but like Nichelle Nichols never got that.
No.
Like she never got to shine in the movies, and still she's naked. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, I love the scene, but whatever. So yeah, and okay, we didn't get a trailer. We didn't get a teaser, but I feel these like announcements of the names was so kind of like biblical. I don't know, like
it was big.
like I was in church. Like I was ready. I was like,
yep. You're like, the rapture is here. I have ascended.
Just like to do it so like kind of, I don't know, not seriously. Seriously, I'd say like these people are gonna be in. These stories are gonna be told.
It really felt like the Oscars.
Screenshots like boom, 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 boom.
Speaking of the Oscars, MC Frodis says if Grammy winner / Tony nominated Celia Rose Gooding, who is playing Uhura, doesn't sing, I'm gonna riot.
Thank you. So yes, thank you for telling me that too, because like that's what I was saying on Twitter. At Lyrical Giraffe.
Nice plug.
I do nothing. So that's why she's a perfect cast, and that's why since the beginning I've been, she's gonna play Uhura. I know, because she's a singer and she's a dancer, and I mean Michelle Nichols is a dancer.
Like, why would you go that hard to cast if she's not gonna be her?
Exactly, that would have been so mean.
This is a very strong possibility for this show, and that because this is going to be a very different Star Trek show than the last few ones that have come out recently, and that because it's going to be like episodic in that, but it's also about exploration in that. And we've kind of seen like most of the shows that we've seen like Discovery, there's always been crisis in that, so we're getting a real opportunity to see a lot of more crew interaction and character development through that. And through
did you say crisis? I sure did tonight.
Get off my bridge.
You knew it was coming.
For real, I did cry. And it was
I cried a lot.
Oh yeah, we cried a lot.
I cried like 5 times, and Julian was like, "Stop crying! You're gonna make me cry."
And
I saw TOS reruns. I mean, like everybody, I'm not that old.
Yeah,
I'm TNG old.
It's just been on forever. That's why.
You don't want to know how old I am.
Like to be able to see new episodes every week
with these characters, right?
With these characters.
I'm excited. Everybody, I mean, they even said before they started the teaser or whatever cast announcements that they were like, "We've heard you all over social media. You've been fucking screaming at us, and here you go. Not a trailer, but it's something." So I'll take it.
What made me laugh is like when they went to like the social media and they were like,
"Oh yeah,
Twitter is losing their mind about
Uhura." Yeah.
You duh.
Yeah. You know how there's like the shot heard around the world? Like this was the casting announcement heard around the fucking world. Like, because I was like, I know that Julian and I screamed so loud.
Karen screamed too.
She did. And then I looked at Discord and I saw all of you guys screaming in there, and I was just like, I feel like every single person I know that loves Star Trek is screaming right now, like all over the world.
Yeah.
So Paramount Plus,
Erik,
you know what you're doing.
Hawk.
Go Hawk.
Go off.
Yeah. Like he said, I can't help but be disappointed that we didn't get a trailer in that, especially knowing that the filming is done,
Yeah. They got to add all the VFX in. It takes 7 years.
Even a teaser. Like just a
little teaser in that. I get that,
there was technically footage there.
It was the credits.
Yeah. You got the title card. Maybe. If they don't update it in a few months.
The one thing I will say is that usually these teasers are set up as a synopsis of what to expect, and that is if this is going to be like kind of separate story after separate story, and that where did they start? What did they choose?
I love how vague it is, though. They're like, we'll just tell you the casting. You're that excited. Your mouth is watering this much just for the casting. It doesn't matter what we write about. You will fucking love it.
I will say,
they know we're begging. They know.
I will say, Hawk too. And as much as I'm disappointed that we didn't get a teaser or a full trailer, they're kind of playing their cards right here. Star Trek Day is super important, and this was enough. Seeing what we got with everything else, they are saving the big trailer for April.
First Contact Day?
No, for April for Mission Chicago.
Oh,
I guarantee you that's when we're gonna see like a lot of the big stuff. Because listen, if you think about it, really, we're in Lower Decks right now. We're about to have Prodigy, and literally while Prodigy is still on television, it's going to be running concurrently with Discovery. So I'm upset, but I understand the decision. So I'm happy with.
They want to pace themselves so they don't just give us everything in like 3 months, and then we're like, we're in a drought. Where's our content?
And like that, you will get to see me cry live. With a big face. Like, so me, see me sob in
I
Chicago.
will hand you tissues.
Oh, go ahead.
You
Sorry.
can cry on my shoulder in real life.
This is also the other disappointment of the evening, no release date in that. So this is really going to be pushed far into 2022, I'm imagining.
Unless they're just saving
Why?
it for that bigger date, and then they'll drop it, and it'll be like, it's a week from now.
Yeah.
You know, like,
Yeah.
it's like they did that with Discovery.
They
Like, we weren't
did,
expecting, we guestimated, but then tonight they were just like, oh, you want a date?
It'll be the
November
series after
18th.
Picard. We know it.
Yeah.
Right.
Eric, yeah, go ahead.
Fine. Just leave me out of it.
He's like,
Julia,
"No,
just
I-
leave me
I
out."
said your name twice.
I said your name twice.
All right. I like that there's an alien on the bridge again, or on the like a main alien, an
Yes.
Anar especially, since we never really got Andorians or Anars in any of the series. Like we
What
got
about Spock?
we got
Hold on.
no. I said Andorians or Anars. But I love them from Enterprise. Like that one little
That was
arc
a great arc.
of them. So seeing them and having another psychic on the ship would be, we haven't had that in a while, right? So it's cool.
You're hoping they'll have Anarch in this one? Anarch in this one? No, I tried.
No, I'm not even
I'm
going to give
sorry.
you a button for that.
You know,
No,
it's really late, okay? I did
It's
a
very-
lot in the last few hours for you ungrateful people.
Yeah. And like Giraffe,
All those Instagram stories, all those tweets that had puns in it. Okay, there were like 3 of them. Julian did pretty much everything else.
and like,
I'm sorry. Oh,
oh no,
go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say I was going off of what Giraffe was saying about expanding these characters that we had known before, but seeing where they came from, and even Dr. Mbenga, like we hardly saw him in the TOS, so just learning more about him is exciting, and maybe we will get a musical episode with Uhura.
Hey.
Like everyone's doing musical episodes now, right?
I mean, I can only dream and hope.
The last thing I want to say. Oh, go ahead, Eric.
Oh,
Sorry.
I like the idea that they were talking about with Anson Mount how they designed his cabin around having a table in the center and them sort of being around it. I like that idea of him making it more of a. We talked about our bridge designs,
Yeah.
remember? And I
Yes.
was like, I always liked having them be equal around each other, and I think that having Captain Pike have that idea in his own room is awesome.
Yeah.
You know what? They will have a musical episode because you remember Short Treks where Una is like singing off?
Gilbert and Sullivan.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it'll happen.
I think there was actually someone mentioning Gilbert and Sullivan. I think it
Can
was
we-
Jay. Yeah.
Can
Oh,
we
really?
just see on Twitch, like MC just said, I'll admit I'm slightly disappointed that Chapel isn't being played by Rebecca Romijn in a wig that no one comments on, and I'd be leaving.
That would be amazing. That would be.
The last thing I want to say about Stranger Worlds before we move on is I just want to kind of echo what Hawk said and obviously what Akiva Goldsman said, during the interview, during this panel, that this is so cool that they are not doing Stranger Worlds as a serialized series, that this is going to be episodic. But I do like that he said, listen, a lot of episodic television, like, you break your leg in one episode and then it's fixed the next one. Like, we're not going to forget what's happened in previous weeks. It's going to be episodic, but it's also going to have those serialized
There's going to be
elements
continuity.
as well. And that's going to be fantastic. And I can't wait to see what they do with it. Anything else on Stranger Worlds? Yeah, Draft, go ahead.
One thing. I swear it's the last thing. I mean, of many things.
Lies.
Maybe.
Can we just praise New Trek for the
Yes,
fact that
thank
they
you.
are not straightening Black women's hair?
Oh,
And
yeah.
Thank you so much.
Mhm.
Because, where is it?
Look
Here.
at that. Yeah.
Like-
I pointed like it was on my screen. I'm a fucking idiot. I was like, this.
That's the first thing that jumped at me. I was like,
Oh,
my
yeah.
God, she doesn't have straight hair. She
Mhm.
has I mean, you're an officer. What are you doing? You're gonna have and that I feel great about this.
Her hair looks better than Spock's. So
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was the
Yeah.
other.
that was the one thing that got me. I was just like,
I don't
"Ooh, I
know.
love her hair.
I don't know what's going on with Spock's hair there. We'll
He's
see
He's
what
cutting his
happens.
own bangs.
I like
That's
the
what's
I like the
Yeah.
sideburns. They were nice and long. I dug
They're
those.
nice and pointy.
Have we talked about how
My
Anson's
boy.
was amazing?
That Anson.
Anson always looks
Listen,
amazing. No homo.
Just
no, lots of it.
No, I meant for
Oh
me.
yeah.
I don't know if that's how it works. No hetero? I don't know.
happening. Hero.
I'm always homo. Never turn off your homo, kids.
The one tweet that Star Trek on Paramount Plus liked that we put out there today was when I put a picture of him coming on stage waving. I was like, "Oh, Captain, my Captain!" I'm like, "Handsome Hanson, baby,"
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
all day long. Let's move off of Stranger Worlds. Go quickly to Voyager. They, of course, they left
Hey, we
it
just
to
needed to see Harry Kim.
Garrett Wang, who came out and just was like, "Yeah, Voyager. It was a fun time. We were in the Delta Quadrant." Will Wheaton was gracious and bad out and was like, "You technically outranked me. I'm going to get off the stage now."
Yeah, that was funny.
Did anybody want to quickly touch on the Voyager thing? It wasn't really.
I just liked hearing his voice and seeing him.
Mhm.
He's aged well.
Yeah,
he's
I know
very
Eric
graceful.
kind of said that too, but
Yeah, him and Anthony Montgomery, both of them.
Yeah. I was
Fine
just like,
looking gentlemen.
I honestly can barely tell that they've aged.
Yeah. Let's move on to lower decks. Lower decks.
Lower decks, lower decks, lower decks.
Friendship. I really loved Noelle Wells and Anthony Cordero's energy on stage, like holding hands and just being Tendy and Rutherford in real life. It was kind of awesome, but more fun to come. We see in this trailer, we're just going to briefly talk about this because we talk about it every week anyway.
Mhm.
We're going to the mirror universe.
Right?
We're going to the
real quick,
fucking
but
mirror
it's gonna
universe.
happen.
I don't know. It might be a full episode.
No, I just meant like it was real quick.
You get Mariner in her Mirror Decks uniform fighting
Which looks like
Shax.
Uhura's outfit.
Yeah, this is going to be fun.
Yeah.
Mm.
It all looks great. And I love how he even said like most of the really good spoilerly, like over the top awesome moments are taken out. He's like, so this is gonna be underwhelming, but enjoy it. And we're still like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Like
It's TOS uniform. TOS mirror
Yeah.
it
uniform.
was.
They look like they were updated possibly to have like some TNG elements from the comics as well, people were saying. So, yeah.
I don't know. I saw it and I was like, straight up, that's Uhura's outfit.
Boimler got a new haircut. That was wonderful.
Yeah.
I missed the Boimler haircut.
It was like a oh god damn it. It was like a
Yeah.
full quaff. It was awesome.
Yeah.
Oh,
Must be
man.
for something.
It's got to be for something.
Quaffs it back and he's like, yeah,
We
it
see
was
that
me.
episode where I think he's going to get assimilated. The Borg were like,
Dude.
"You will be assimilated." He's like, "Not liking that."
That's a holodeck program. We know
Hopefully.
he would never
Maybe.
be like that.
That
Or that would
calm.
just be
Who knows?
screaming like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like,
Yeah,
come on.
exactly.
unless,
Borg Queen.
unless that's William Boimler.
That would
Fair.
be funny.
That's fair.
Talk to me dirty.
Yeah. That's like Giraffe's favorite subject right now. We also see this is an interesting thing from the like the other interesting thing. Eugene Cordero, I just called him his real name. Rutherford
Rutherford.
in it's late. folks.
Samantha Rutherford.
Saw Samantha in the old school Scotty Rathacon Spock trilogy engineering outfit on a Constitution class. He touches things like damn radiation. What do you think's going on there? Is that a holodeck too? Are we doing time travel? We
Who
haven't
the
had
fuck
time
knows
travel
anymore?
yet.
I think. Go ahead.
I think they're doing a TOS episode of Lower Deck where they just go through TOS stuff like Mirror Universe and the Wrath of Khan, like, and it's just gonna be them going through things. I think maybe, okay, this is just me, like, I'm crazy tonight. Never mind. Like,
it's okay.
these
Just
are the
tonight?
Voyagers. These are the Voyagers, but it's Lower Decks going to TOS. I want this. Write it.
Now this is where I'm gonna go. It's a lost ship that they find, and that's
And
where
they just acted out.
I
They're
like that, Eric.
"Let's put
I
it
actually
on
like
there."
that. Like a ghost ship.
yeah.
If it is somehow time travel, it would be really funny if Mariner like did that fourth wall thing she sometimes does, where they're like, "Oh, like we're gonna be on the Enterprise. Like, what time period is this? Whatever." She's like, "It just can't be Trouble with Tribbles. Like, it can't be this specific day."
Or-
DS9 has already done that, and you're like, "Wait, what?"
Or she could go on there and be like, "Hopefully, we won't find Scotty or something like that because he showed up on TOS or TNG."
Mm. What a sound to be alive.
Nice.
Mm.
Well,
It looks great. I'm just excited for the second half because the first half of the show has been so good.
Hawk, do you have anything on Lower Decks?
McMahon's promised like some big things from the last 3 episodes and that he wants
He's
to
the McMahon.
he wants to top like a movie episode, that huge finale and that. So I don't know where he's gonna go.
Yeah.
I
He
think
said it
Musical.
very confidently. Like,
music.
He
Musical.
very confidently was like, "This is going to be even better than like the finale last time," and that was an amazing finale.
Mhm.
Tomorrow is the famed 5th episode that I have not seen, so I'm
Hey,
gonna be
in a few
up
hours,
Like 2 hours
at
for you.
midnight.
like
I
they kept talking about it on the show. They're like, in
Yeah.
5 hours.
Yeah, they were like, yeah.
They
do we have a
actually-
new episode
It's
coming out?
because they know they've all seen the screeners and they know. It's
They
the
actually
episode.
talked about a part in the next episode, and I don't think anyone caught it. Me
No.
and Hawk were talking
they
about it.
wouldn't have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the episode that we've all been gushing over, and we can't wait to talk about it tomorrow.
I'll say one last thing. I love a panel when it's all the voice actors. Like it's like the showrunner and voice actors because it's always so chaotic and the energy is so much better. And I like that Mike McMahon, as much as like you don't want to reveal things like spoilery on the show, like the Strange New Worlds one was so like their lips were sealed about everything. They didn't know what to talk about. So it made it kind of like an awkward panel. Whereas he's just like, this could happen or not. He's like, I'll vaguely tell you everything. And I love the dynamic of everybody. And I'm like, this is why I love voice actors. Like they are hilarious. Like it was just funny the whole time. You're like, this is comedians I'm listening to.
I love how at one point that McMahon didn't know what to tell them in that. So he just looked at the crowd and just screamed, Star Trek.
Star Trek.
I look forward to Sonic the Hedgehog showing up in the next half of the season.
They were like, we're going to get sued. Can't wait. Yeah.
They can't Paramount distribute Sonic.
Yeah, it's well, that's what I was thinking of too. As soon as they mentioned that, I was just like, but it'll be okay.
Yeah.
I really thought that they were gonna get a weird spoiler out of Ethan Peck because he really wanted to talk.
Yeah,
he was
he
like,
did.
Yeah.
He was like, come on, say something.
Excited.
It's okay, it's live. They cannot take it back. Go. Give us something.
They think he's gonna be the Tom Holland.
Yeah. Does anybody, before we move on to TNG and Picard, want to talk real quick about the Roddenberrys and some of the actors from the various series coming out there, like kind of these stories about Gene? I don't know if we want to like take too much time on this, just because they're stories that we've heard at cons and stuff before. But if anybody has anything they want to mention real quick about that, because there's fun stuff there for sure.
I just like George Takei.
Oh, sorry. Oh yeah, Gene's stories about him being a weirdo are the best stories.
Yeah,
I can listen to that for days. Like I still read some that I had never heard before, and I'm like, oh my god, what? And them doing that in front of his son.
Yeah,
that's how you know you've really made it.
Yeah, I love George Takei's stories about him. Like it's always nice to hear him talk about him.
I just love when he's like, I mispronounced his name and was taught, and then he mispronounced my name, and I said, oh, well, if you're gonna mispronounce it, it means expensive in Japanese. He's like, and then he's like, I'll pronounce it right.
It's in the comic book he did about his experience as a child.
Yeah.
In the camps. Yeah, it's the book finishes on that story if I remember well.
I love it.
Yeah, Erik was telling me about the play or the musical he put together in that
Allegiance. It's so sad.
We kind of skipped over real quick Deep Space Nine because Sarah Lofton did a really awesome monologue on just like the history of DS9 and how Far Beyond the Stars was such an important episode, and obviously they did the DS9 theme at the orchestra. But I just wanted to mention that real quick. Hawk, before we wrap up and go to the Star Trek Picard trailer, I wanted to give you the opportunity. I'll talk about it a little bit too, because it was kind of my Trek as well. But TNG and LeVar speaking, and Brittany was saying it, and it's the absolute truth. He's such a wonderful speaker.
I was just crying the whole time.
Yeah, hearing him talk about the show.
I know he's a fixture in a lot of people's lives, and that for many years, and that, and I just love seeing him out there, and that I don't know what else.
He's eloquent as hell.
What did I say to you after he talked? Do you remember?
I don't even remember.
I was saying he's a goddamn treasure, and he makes me want to read.
When he was leaving the stage, I literally said to Julian out loud, I said, please read to me tonight before bed.
She really did.
I literally yelled it out loud.
He said he makes you want to read a book, and I said, I really want him to read
me take a look.
Yeah.
It's in the book.
Brittany was looking over at me when the TNG theme started, and
I was weeping like a baby during Deep Space
that was
Nine.
like my moment, right? Because like I love Deep Space Nine, and I think it's my favorite series, but like TNG was like what brought me up, and holy shit, just hearing them play the theme and hearing LeVar speak. By the way, Disney, ABC, whoever the fuck is owning Sony Pictures, LeVar Burton, Jeopardy host, make it fucking happen. Let's go. Anyway,
do not accept. It's done. No begging.
All right.
No begs.
Maybe the most unexpected pleasure of this was Jerry Ryan coming out
I love her
and surprising everyone with the Star Trek Picard season 2 full trailer, also a season 3 renewal announced as well, which is exciting. But holy shit, Hawk, I'm going to keep it on you. This trailer.
Go off, Hawk.
First up, has anybody heard why Patrick Stewart didn't make it to this panel?
I'm guessing Delta variant.
Yeah.
No?
I guess so.
Yeah.
Probably travel
Yeah.
restrictions. I just
I was-
hope it.
I was just
hope he's
thinking because
okay.
he's older and they want to be safe.
Yeah, that was my first guess. Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
So
There were a lot of people that weren't there.
Yep.
this trailer, wow! I just had my hand over my mouth the entire time.
Mhm.
It just keeps that amping up and that. Okay, we finally get a clue. You know that
Mhm.
Q wants to play one more game and that
Mhm.
maybe one more game, but yeah, he's sending him back. He's destroyed his timeline. He turned the Federation into a fascist empire now.
Basically the mirror universe,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Mirror universe. It's mirror TNG.
It's great. It's what we all thought. We were like theories, and we were right again.
The fact that now we know that that Jerry Ryan's character, blah, blah, blah,
7 of 9.
7 of 9,
Okay.
never
you,
even
you see her and you're like,
Yeah.
Jerry.
never even met the Borg, and that which leads me to believe that this very tight knit. They
Mhm.
didn't put a lot of emphasis into exploration or anything.
Just tells me
They-
the sexual tension will be palpable. I'm telling you. I called
We
it
know-
before.
We know the rules of the game now, and that he's allowed him his crew and that to help him.
Mhm.
How do they have the Borg Queen on ice?
That's
I
fascinating.
have some theories about that, but I'm so fucking excited. Yeah.
Like, I don't know how they could. This was the highlight of the event for me, and that I don't know how they could have made that trailer any better. I think and I think
Whoopi.
Whoopi.
Yeah,
Whoopi.
stop. The whole time
Whoopi.
I was like, where's Connie?
Where is Whoopi? But I think if you're one who was on the fence about this, I think you're going to be watching it this year
Mhm.
or next year.
Ugh.
Sorry.
I agree with all of that because this is the thing I was like, we were probably going to get a trailer for it or some sort of teaser, that's to be expected, but it's not the thing I was expected to be so wow at. And it was just great because we've actually seen more of the plot. Like some of us, whether you liked Picard or not, or had some hesitations about the first season, seeing that how the second season is going to look, the feel, now what it's going to really be about. And then immediately after, they're just like, by the way, season 3 is done. You're like, season 2 is going to be off the fucking chain. And I'm so glad there's a season 3. So I was one of those people that before I'm like, they're probably going to, the second season might end the show because it depends on where they take it. And I wasn't that impressed with the first, but now I'm like, damn, do I need to get Picard tattooed on my arm? Is that what I got to do now? Do I got to get Annie's face as a Borg
We'll get
Queen on my
matching
arm?
There it is.
Let's get matching ones.
Paramount Plus, you've done this to me with one fucking minute long trailer. I was like, yeah, those few quick flashes as the Borg Queen. But we also
Annie.
talked about this the other day because when they did that announcement at that time, we're just like, that's kind of weird that they would do it right now. And Star Trek Day is right here, but it's because they were showing her in the trailer because people
Yeah.
would ask right away, who was that as the Borg Queen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm here for it. I'm ready.
On Twitch, SMK said the Terran Empire has plenty of Borg on ice.
I'm glad you read it because if you didn't, I was going to. Yeah, I love it.
Giorgio likes to break them into little pieces for her drinks.
Yes.
Obviously.
Worked.
Draft, thoughts on this trailer?
Okay, so first of all, I'm sold. We wanted a TNG Mirror episode. We're getting a season. I know.
Yeah,
that's
there you go.
Okay, I don't care. I'm here for this. I'm ready. So I didn't like first season,
It's okay.
but Trek fucking up in first season. I mean, come on.
It's
Is that
Goes
it?
with the territory.
Even Will Wheaton joked about it at the end.
yeah.
Right? So I'm here for I want to see Greenan. I want to see Q.
hmm
It's gonna be cool, and I'm here for the aesthetic because they've done amazing job with the costumes.
Mhm.
Yes, 100%.
Is that Gersha Phillips for Picard too?
Probably.
I would assume so.
It felt like
It
Gersha.
did.
It felt like
Yeah.
Gersha Phillips, right?
Yeah. I love that we can just say that as fans. It's like, I feel
Gersha.
like,
That
hold
was
on, I don't
Gersha,
know who the
all the
costume
way.
designer is. but it's
Somebody's gonna
definitely-
text and
There are
send
Gersha vibes.
Yeah.
and the whole aesthetic that has been created for Discovery. Each season is so different, so photographic.
Mhm.
And the trailer, I know I'm gonna be like, oh my god, I want that shoot.
Damn it,
Oh,
Erik.
yeah.
It. I know they got me. Yeah.
Yep.
So
Oh,
that's
God.
it.
But feeling
I've been
throughout
very
this
basic.
whole event, that's basically how I felt. Every 5 seconds, I was like, damn, I really fucking love Star Trek. I was like crying at everything, and like no matter what announcements, I was just like, I'm so glad. I was like, I'm gonna watch the show too. Obviously, I'm gonna watch the show. I'm gonna watch
By
everything.
the way, like I'm wearing this, like the disco price. I can't breathe. I can't move. I'm like, it's horrible.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at that uniform behind
I'm
me.
like,
and
can't
oh,
wait.
And you're like, look at that neck movement.
I said to Brittany and Karen, I said, it really looks like the Strange New Worlds uniforms are really geared towards being cosplay friendly, and that's awesome.
I'm like, I'm gonna wear you.
Even these are. You can just snap them open whenever you get hot on the floor.
Eric,
Hiya.
thoughts on this trailer?
Okie dokie. I loved.
Fun fact time.
Fun fact. It was crazy to see how much plot that they actually put in this trailer. Like,
Yes.
I assume they would have shown a little bit, like the whole not Terran, but
dystopian,
fascist
I said fashion.
thing. But showing them going back in time to try and fix that, like that's amazing. And there's so many ideas going through my head, like how many parts of the season are they gonna do that? And I like that Q's been following him through time as well. And like, who are they gonna meet back in the time? Are they in the time we are now? Are they gonna go into the 90s? It looks like now, based on the cars. But oh my god, it's
7 of 9 driving a freaking police car.
Do we
Ford
see
Explorer? I think.
Is that how we meet Guinan? Is it in the past?
Like Guinan would feel this shit regardless. So she would be like, like Guinan's the person that like cues fucking shit up, and she's pouring a drink, and she's like, God damn it, that man, and just
everybody just went,
because
Callback.
like that would be amazing. And oh my god, I can't wait for this season. And I hated the first season, except for like 2 episodes.
The bookends. You didn't like the first and the last, right? Certain parts of it.
Well,
no, there were only a couple episodes I really enjoyed in Picard season.
like Nepenthe,
and when they were on Rave Planet, I thought that was cool.
Freehold.
But yeah,
I liked all the data scenes.
And
that was it.
Other than that, like it just makes me excited for it. I look forward to next year for it. I assume.
Same. So I said this at the top of the show, either off mic or at the very beginning. You guys might not have heard me, but one of the things I'm most excited about for this season of Picard, because I think like all of us, I just did not enjoy the first season. Probably my least favorite first season of a Star Trek series. That being said, I'm sold. Jean-Luc is, amazing, and you want to see his story, and this story specifically. I love that this is the type of time travel where they all go back in time together, but they don't forget each other. They know exactly who each other are and where they're supposed to be. Because I hate that we're like, oh, who are you? Oh, well, you know each other in the future.
Like, we can't waste 8 episodes
I don't have time for that bullshit in my life. So I'm so happy. Don't wait.
He said don't. He pointed to me and said don't.
No, because I have this.
Well, I think we have to tell him the truth.
If we tell the truth, the timeline.
Timeline! This is no time to argue about time. We don't have the time.
I still love that. Anyway, I'm super stoked about that. Annie Warshing gave me goosebumps, and I was actually a little bit scared seeing her as the Borg Queen.
I was both scared and aroused.
My body is completely ready. Do you guys agree? Like, it really seems like Patrick Stewart has stepped it up and like becoming Jean-Luc again for this season. Like he's back to being like Captain Picard instead of like I'm stuck on my fucking vineyard Picard.
Yes,
like,
that's what happens when you become a robot. Golo.
Right.
That's what happens when you live with Romulans.
Are you saying they put a little bit of fire underneath him?
There's a pun in here that I'm missing because it's like almost 1 a.m.
His family died.
Oh, in the fire.
Oh no! No!
I'm sorry, guys. That's not funny.
That's what we go to.
Now I'm sad
because that was just bad.
That was upsetting.
We're gonna jump away.
Stop picking on him.
It's just that specific line delivery. I don't know. It just stuck with me my whole life.
Needless to say, I think everybody in this room is excited and on the view screen for Picard season 2. Any other final thoughts on this trailer and on Star Trek Day?
So many.
Best Star Trek day ever. That's all I could think about the whole time. I was just like, this is fucking awesome. Like, I'm so happy. Like, I was tired after work, and I was like, this is probably gonna be a fun 2 hours talk a little bit. But I was just like, wow, this is really fucking good. I'm glad.
I know now that I can listen to Ethan Peck tell me about the Viewscope for hours.
He's like, you'll know when you see it.
Yeah, I'll know. I know what you mean. I know.
You'll know. Obviously. You'll know before anybody else.
Anything else? Anybody? No. This was so much fun. I'm glad we did it. And listen, before we go,
the popcorn was great.
The
Forgot to tell you
popcorn
guys.
and the gummies were delicious. Thank
Snacks
you.
they keep
Thank
sending
you,
us.
Paramount Plus. You guys rock. The last thing I want to say is we did this super late at night. A lot of our listeners are on the East Coast. We definitely have West Coast listeners and people overseas as well. But I do want to say, like, thank you for staying up late with us. We've had a pretty damn good amount of people on our stream tonight, and that means a whole lot with you guys staying up late and listening to our wrap up and reaction to this day, because it was a really fun day. And guess what? We're right back at it tomorrow. We will see you guys tomorrow night, same bat time, same bat place, 9:30 p.m. Eastern time for our Lower Decks Season 2, Episode 5 review of It's So Late I Don't Remember the name of a comedy of duplers, I believe.
Give you the Lower Decks lowdown.
An embarrassment of duplers is the name of this episode. So, guys, happy Star Trek Day for those on the West Coast, because it's not Star Trek Day here anymore. But happy Star Trek Day. This was so much fun. For Spotted Giraffe, for Erik, for Hawk, for Brittany, I am Julian. I say to you, live long and prosper. Majram. Good night.
Thanks for beaming into our podcast today. If you want to keep the hailing frequencies open, you can subscribe on Apple and Google Podcasts, YouTube, and Spotify. Like what you hear? Put in a good word with Starfleet and leave us a 5-star review.